Whatever. So now I'm just waiting for the app to load. Then we can just start the video. Okay. It's gonna take a while, but not that much. Mm. 5 years later, that $100 maximum. Oh yeah, and let's do the intro. Welcome back to.
Fines are both of which are supposed to act as a deterrent. And if they are like ice cream money, if they are like soda pop money, that's not a deterrent. It's a
Okay, so the game is starting. Loading now. Oh yeah. Okay.
in response to that incident,
And I'm
the
still
Queen
doing the
of
intro,
Court
Scott.
then
Intro
attempted to
guys.
as saying that $100 in 2017 makes a mockery of the justice system.
Don't mind the noise in the background. Don't mind the noise in the background. That's my little sister getting treatment from a big prisoner.
Shut up!
Alright, God. Here's the app, it's starting.
You don't want to get better. You don't want to get better because British old. Eh? Shut your mouth.
And it's the fine is all $1,000 only. But there is a law under the Town and Communities Act for obstructing a police officer in carrying out what we want them to do. And the fine is a mere $2,000. So what people like to do is to break the law and then go and pay the fine and laugh at the police when they're leaving the court. We also saw some arguably outdated acts among them. The Bicycles Control of Second-Hand Act, which prohibits dealing in the purchase, sale, or exchange of second-hand bicycles and parts, or the repairing of a bicycle without a license under the Act. The Cinematograph Act, which makes it unlawful for a person to conduct or allow to be presented by means of a mutoscope, cinematograph, or other similar apparatus, any exhibition of pictures without the written permission of a cinematograph authority. And the censorship to stop the publication of information on a security person at any time he deems to be a time of emergency. Members of the public are also pleased about the
Greetings, fellow students.
to know very outdated by far. By far, that's where I'm in a long time. It's very simple. You just revamp the system, and get it done speedily. Simple. Then just move to the back.
The Prime Minister and the opposition should make it in Parliament that these fines go to a more up-tempered put it up more, put the cost up more.
In addition to the outdated laws, there are some relatively new legislation that one corruption watchdog group, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAM, believes are just as toothless. In part 2, JAM's Executive Director, Jeanette Calder, will explain why she believes corrective measures are needed urgently. Herman Green, TVJ News.
And speaking of laws, a joint select committee of Parliament has been reviewing the new Firearms Act. Among the issues being hotly debated is a proposal to have mandatory minimum sentences. Now, to provide us with some more insight, we're joined by our legal correspondent, Dion Jackson Miller. Thank you so much for joining us, Dion. First of all, what are mandatory minimums and why should we care?
Well, mandatory minimums are when the Parliament puts in place in legislation minimum sentences that can be applied. So in relation to the firearm legislation, which is now debated before the Joint Select Committee, there's a controversial provision that if you are convicted of possession of firearm, you will have a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years. In other words, in sentencing you, the judge has to start at 15 years and can't go below that. Why do we care? Why should we care? Well, it's controversial because what it does is take away the discretion of the sentencing judge. it prevents the sentencing judge from looking at the facts of the matter, the circumstances of the case, the characteristics of the defendant, and tailoring a sentence that is appropriate and proportional in the circumstances. So I've seen some people saying that those who oppose mandatory minimums, and I'm one of them, I don't like them, that you're soft on crime or you're trying to ensure lenient sentences, and it's a very disingenuous and unfortunate argument, because what you want, Jamila, is to have the judge be able to impose a fair sentence, because it's the judge, after all, who has the facts of the matter in front of him or her.
Now, can this be challenged in court, though?
It can, and it has been in some jurisdictions. Recently here in Jamaica, and remember, for us here in Jamaica, the age of criminal responsibility is 12. Once you're 12, you can be charged with a criminal offense, and if that offense attracts a mandatory minimum, you're going to be caught by that. So in 2020, in fact, in our Court of Appeal, in a case called Tafari Morrison, a young man who was 16 at the age when he committed the offenses challenged it, saying it's unconstitutional for mandatory minimums to apply to a child. The Court of Appeal ruled against him, though, saying that our parliament has put in place a scenario in which if you're under 14, you can be sentenced to up to 25 years, over 14, up to life. And in those circumstances, the sentence couldn't be said to be grossly disproportionate, which is a test they use. But we've seen it struck down in other jurisdictions. So the Caribbean Court of Justice in a Belize case struck down a $50,000 fine as being disproportionate, as saying that the majority of people in Belize would not be able to afford that fine. And the CCJ said the courts will always look at mandatory minimum sentences with a quote-unquote weary eye. That was the case called Senegal. So it's something that has been challenged elsewhere, has been challenged here, although it failed in that case, but we'll have to see what happens in this situation.
And of course, the Joint Select Committee of Parliament will continue their review of that new Firearms Act. Thank you so much, Dion. And of course, I'm sure we will have other issues coming from that. All right. Thank you so much. And we take a break now, but we'll be right back.
Still to come this evening, gunshot cases double at Cornwall Regional Hospital. And in business news, global powers urge to reconsider sanctions on Russian oil. We'll be right back. The minister said 100,000 people will get $2,500 free digital currency. It's fast, safe, and easy. All you need is a smartphone and the link app to get in line for your CBDC wallet and Jamdex dollars. Then just send and receive money or shop at any link vendor using your phone. Download and sign up for link in your app store today to save your space in line. Whether you're rural or call always comes through with some good food.
Protect your child with a critical illness insurance plan today. Powered by Surgical Child Protector.
So you've done your research and you think you're ready to buy a house. Great. But before you jump in, do you have enough savings to cover all your expenses? You likely have put money aside for your down payment, but have you remembered the other costs involved? For a home to feel like a home, you'll also need to consider the cost involved with living in it. You likely need to buy new furniture, appliances, insurance. Each on their own may seem small, but together they can cost a whole heap. It sounds like a lot, but there's no need to panic. Just make sure you start saving early, so when the time comes for you to buy your dream, you have the money ready and waiting. Visit myhome.jncb.com to start the process. Saving doesn't have to be hard if you have a plan and stick to it.
No, not at the dinner. What was your
Between the ages of 18 to 25, poised, talented, and culturally aware, then the JCDC wants you to be a cultural ambassador for Jamaica as we celebrate our Diamond Jubilee, Jamaica 60. Here's your chance to be the next Miss parish office for details. Enter now.
To sell.
What you?
Connect with Brock.
What's up?